I'm Sousa, and I'm a third-year PhD candidate at Florida International University. I have been studying mindfulness since I started my program, and so I also became a facilitator, and lately mindfulness is part of my entire life. But to start, what is mindfulness? What it means? I brought for you a definition from Jon Kabat-Zinn that it says, live in the present in a non-judgmentally way, non-reactively and open-heartedly. But what it really means, what it means be mindful. So, right now, if you are paying attention in what I'm saying to you, you are being mindful. If you are aware about the environment, the temperature, the sounds that you are listening to, you are being mindful. Also, if I stop talking for 10 seconds, it can be awkward, yes? And so during this time, if you were aware of what you were thinking or what you were feeling, what came to your mind, which sensation came to you, some emotion maybe, this is also being mindful. So there is plenty of definitions, but the important thing is to understand that I need to be aware. There is no right or wrong. It's most about to be aware what has happened to me on that moment. And so lately we have been seeing mindfulness in a lot of magazines, different magazines. So Forbes, the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, The Economist. So all these business magazines, they are talking about mindfulness. It's something going on. Even Snob, so the new mindfulness. And why? Why we have these people talking about mindfulness? Because we also have many of academic studies showing how mindfulness can improve one's well-being. The majority of the studies, they are from the healthcare because it starts with Jon Kabat-Zinn when he started to apply mindfulness meditation for his patients. And here I just want to clarify something. Mindfulness is not only meditation. However, the majority of the studies, they do meditation interventions to achieve the mindfulness state. So the way that they find these results is through the mindfulness meditation. And the majority of the studies in healthcare, and also some in education, and also some in business, they are doing mindfulness interventions, but with at least 1 month. The ideal is 8 weeks of intervention. And so they can find some results like this. So they already found the stress reduction, anxiety reduction. It improves focus. It improves the well-being because it changes a lot of things inside our body. They also found that the gray matter in the brain, it improved, it increased. And this gray matter is responsible for memory, for learning, for emotion regulations. We also have some studies with Army showing how mindfulness improves the decision process while they are doing that super easy task, no stress at all. But in general, what mindfulness theory shows is the stress reduction because it improves our conviction at all, because it connects each one with what is important for me, for example. It connects me with myself. And how about consumer behavior? What we are talking about? I told you that in business we have many studies that do the mindfulness interventions, but usually they are inside a company with employees. When we talk about consumers, how I will be delivering meditation for consumers? It's not so simple. So the majority of the studies, they only measure mindfulness, use a scale. We have a few mindfulness scales, and they measure. And so they say, okay, this group of consumers, they have a high level of mindfulness and they behave in this way. This other group, they have a low level of mindfulness and they behave in the other way. I did a search using the business source complete, and I found 57 papers talking about mindfulness in consumer behavior in the last 20 years. And so using a software, I could see that the majority of the studies, they do talk about service and how the consumer, a mindful consumer behaved compared to a no mindful consumer. And after that, I thought, okay, how I can bring this amazing thing that is mindfulness to not only measure the mindfulness level in the consumer, but also to deliver this experience to the consumer. In this way, I can improve a consumer well-being, and I also can have a better situation for the service company because the consumer can evaluate better the service company. And why? So I decided to work with the waiting time because no one likes to wait. And especially when you go to a doctor's office or you go to a clinic to run some tests, you have to wait 30 minutes, 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours. And the waiting time is related to satisfaction, and it's related to the willingness to spread positive word of mouth. So I thought, if I deliver the mindfulness meditation while the consumer is waiting, I'm helping it in a way that he will evaluate better the service, and I'm also helping the consumer to feel better. So it's a win-win. And I started to do it. First, I was manipulating waiting time and delivering mindfulness with Muse headsets. Then I also kept manipulating waiting time, but I did deliver the mindfulness meditation. I was guiding the session with students. And then I did the same thing using Turk, and they had the meditation through a YouTube video. And then I did the same thing in Brazil, but I introduced a new condition, a funny video to see, okay, it's mindful meditation, but it could be a funny video, could be something fun. And then I'm just finishing the analysis of this study number 5, that I introduced moderation, that it could be the mindset if I have an appointment or not. Because if I don't have an appointment, my mindset is to go there to wait. And if I have an appointment, my mindset is I want to see the doctor on that time. And I'm also running right now the study number 6 and 7, and we are going to doctor's office, and we are delivering the meditation for the patients while they are waiting. And you are doing a satisfaction survey in the end. And so from the studies that I have the results right now, I'm finding the same pattern of results for all. That mindfulness meditation, in fact, it reduced the waiting time perception, it increased the waiting time satisfaction, and the waiting time satisfaction is the mediation between mindfulness and the willing to spread positive word of mouth. And also, the stress level is not reduced because it's only one-time meditation. However, the stress related to the situation, to that moment, it is reduced. And so this is one study that I'm doing right now. And the second one, another way to see how I can apply mindfulness in our field, is I'm developing a mindful brand scale. I already did studies 1 and 2 with iron generation, and I'm finding that this trait could be inside these 5 dimensions. And right now, I'm about to send these items for some professors to evaluate, to do the scale refinement. If you are willing to help me, please let me know. And after that, and why I'm doing this scale, it's because how the consumer can see a brand as a mindful brand. And so if so, it is amazing. I can see that mindful brand, that brand is mindful, that brand is not mindful, and which dimensions I'm seeing on that brand that I don't see in the other brand. And so I'm just bringing the concept of a mindful person to a mindful brand. And I want to apply in the service context, in the retailing, and also see different consumer segments, how it can work. So thank you very much. I did my best to keep the 8-minute thing. I don't know if I got it.